Hi friends, I hope you are all doing good. But today we are starting new series called Mastering Cloud, in which first part is Microsoft Azure certification, that is AZ-900. This will be a comprehensive course in which we'll cover everything right from syllabus to practice test. So do not forget to like, share, and subscribe so that your friends and colleagues will get benefited from it. So let's get started now. In first part, we'll see some basic and structure of exam. After that, we'll start doing each and every model one by one. So yeah, do not forget to like and share, subscribe again. So first of all, let us see like what comes under Azure 900. That is AZ-900. Okay. So you can see there are three domains in AZ-900. Which are first one is describe cloud concept, second one is describe Azure architecture and services, and third one is describe Azure management and governance. Good thing about Microsoft is they have given us weightages respective with that domains. Like described and cloud concept will be having 20 to 30% questions weightage. Then described Azure architecture and services will have 35 to 40% weightage. Okay. Then describe Azure management and governance will have 30 to 35% weightages. Okay. So according to that, we'll have to plan our studies and our practice tests. You do not need to worry about it. Like we will have multiple practice tests set, so you can enjoy that and you can study from that as well. Okay. So let me discuss about the Microsoft Azure 900 certification first of all. So this will be very useful if you complete this certification. No? You'll see multiple job openings over there, like for in a cloud sector. So it is a very useful certification. So I recommend everyone to do this certification. AZ-900 is a fundamental level certification. Okay, first of all. So this will be very useful if you complete this certification. No? You'll see multiple job openings over there, like for in a cloud sector. So it is a very useful certification. So I recommend everyone to do this certification. AZ-900 is a fundamental level certification. Okay. So let us start from the basic, like what is the Microsoft Azure Fundamental? That is our course, right? Yeah. So what is the Microsoft Azure Fundamental? And again, we'll see this why we should take Azure Fundamentals certification. Okay. So what is Microsoft Azure Fundamental? Like it is a Microsoft Azure is a cloud computing platform. Okay. If everyone is aware about this cloud computing platform, computing platform is nothing but like earlier what we used to do, like organization used to build their own premises servers. Okay, so they need to maintain their hardware, networking, and all the infrastructure availabilities, right? Okay, so but in this case, if they need to deploy in one rack, they also need to maintain its duplication and again some backup plans. So they need to maintain a whole lot of hardware services. Okay, so what Microsoft did is they are starting provide like a cloud computing platform. Okay, so now we do not need to worry about underlying hardwares and underlying complexities. Now we just implement our software, we just develop our code, and we'll deploy on their servers. Okay, so what will happen is they will maintain a whole our services up. It's their headache to maintain our services up, to provide a great user experience. Okay, so uh, Microsoft Azure is a cloud computing platform, just like Google Cloud and AWS Cloud. Okay, so it is totally depend on organization to organization how they want to implement that, like how much resources they need as per their business requirement, basically. Okay, so yeah, in short, cloud computing platform is like they are providing us a whole lot of underlying hardware and all the services which we will directly consume. Instead of worrying about maintaining it and then its maintenance, again scaling it up, about its reliability, about its security, we do not need to get headache about it. Okay, so basically there are three models. We'll see this like depending on the responsibilities. Whole three models are different, and these three models will be dependent on business requirements, company to company. This will vary. Okay, so yeah. So this is our first topic, like what is Azure Fundamentals. I hope everyone is clear about it. Then question arises like, why should I take Azure Fundamentals course? Okay, yeah. So there are two reasons I would give. Like if you have general interest in cloud computing and all this space, like you want to learn about it, Okay. In today's age, like AI is also working on AI cloud computing modules only, right? So it is consuming all data. All the AI models are consuming data from cloud. Okay. Then the second reason would be like you want to earn official certificate from Microsoft. Yeah, it will make great weight on your resume, right? So it will help you skill up yourself, like and make yourself aware about what is cloud computing, what are different models, how do we use it in data. So let us start from the basic, like what is the Microsoft Azure fundamental? That is our course, right? Yeah. So what is the mic? So now let us start our first module, which is describe cloud computing, in which we have okay, yeah, the introduction to cloud computing. So for this learning objectives are like after completing this module, we'll be able to define what is cloud computing. Then we'll be able to define and describe what is the share responsibility models. So basically, we'll learn what are the share responsibilities models and how we use them. You will be able to differentiate between them. What are those? Okay, let me put it here. Like these are infrastructure as a these are infrastructure as a service, then platform as a service, and then software as a service. Okay, so we'll see all three modules, and you'll be able to learn a lot in this model. I would say. After that, we'll see like what is cloud models. Then there are different models basically. Here I have just mentioned like public, private, and hybrid models. So we'll see all different models, and we'll be able to differentiate between them, like which model, when to use which model, and when not to use. So we'll see all these things. After that, we'll be able to identify like what are the appropriate use cases for each cloud model. Yeah, basically I just mentioned, right? Like when we use particular cloud model, that we will be able to identify after this model. Then we'll be able to describe what is the consumption-based model. It is very, very important concept, students. Like we'll be able to see like what is the consumption-based model, and like pricing model. What is the pricing model of Azure? So yeah, this is very, very important. These are very, very important topics. Yeah, we'll see these one by one. So let's get started. Let us start our first topic, which is what is cloud computing. So yeah, let us see what is cloud computing now. You can see here like cloud computing is just like providing computing services over the internet, right? We saw that in first video itself, right? So cloud computing is nothing but providing computing services over the internet. For example, now you are able to see the videos from YouTube, right? What it means is they are providing the services over the internet, correct? YouTube will be having one data center, right? YT, DT. Let me put it like that. Okay. So they will be having one data center. Let us see, the data center is in USA. Okay. So they are having their data center in USA, but in sitting in all over the world, we will be able to consume their services, right? Over our phones or tablets. Okay. We'll be able to see all their videos and all their content over the internet to the anywhere in the world, from remotest village you can able to see, provided you are just having the internet connection over there, right? Okay, so this is basically also cloud computing. After that we are using different websites, correct? After that we are remotely connecting any servers over the sea, so that is also cloud computing. Okay, so uh, the main benefit I have added over here, which is provided by cloud computing, is like before cloud computing, what your companies used to do, like YouTube is a company, okay, then they will have their own data center. Okay, so if uh, for example they are having now 1000 customers, okay, so for 1000 customers they have built their data center. Again, if sudden increase is there, and they are now having 10,000 customers, and it is fluctuating, okay, so these 10,000 customers are not permanent. So what they have to do is they have to again build that server for the 10,000 customers, correct? But it is not that easy, right? For example, if they were having consumer spike or traffic in only weekends, then it is big headache for them, right? Because as you know, it is very big cost setting data centers and providing network, again providing all the securities for that. So it is big headache for companies. So cloud computing platforms, what will they do is they will scale up it immediately as per their requirement, okay, as per organization's requirement. So it is very, very easy for the companies to set up the to use cloud computing platforms for providing the services for their applications. Okay, so it's now they are not their headache now. Cloud computing platform have to take care of their traffic. Okay, so yeah, basically it depends on their what subscription they have taken or what model they have chosen. We'll see these things later again, but this is very very important key benefit you would say. So keep it in mind. Yeah, okay. After that, for example, are like providing virtual machines, storage, then databases, like again networking and like Internet of Things, machine learning, artificial intelligence. Okay, so these are some examples what are provided by cloud computing platforms. Let us start our first topic, which is what is cloud computing. So yeah, let us see what is cloud computing now. You can see here like cloud computing is just like providing computing services over the internet, right? Saw that in first video itself, right? So cloud computing is nothing but providing computing services over the internet. For example, now you are able to see the videos from so now our second topic is like describe the share responsibility model. So let me first explain what is the share responsibility model in layman terms. So share responsibility model is like basically there are three services that are provided by the different type of services that are provided by the cloud computing platform, like the software as a service, platform as a service, and infrastructure as a service. Okay. So let us understand from one analogy. Like this is our data center. Okay. So in order to maintain that, there are certain responsibilities like implementing or developing one physical data structure, then providing physical network to it, like connections and all, like providing LAN and other connections, then installing a physical host over there, then installing operating systems, network controls, applications on it. Then again, accounts and identities like access and authorities and authentication, certain things. Then order all the connections will be provided to that like devices, mobiles, PCs, tablets, and all other devices. It is also depend, right? These are all responsibilities to maintain one data center. So, share responsibility model is who will be responsibility will be responsible for certain tasks, certain responsibilities, all these responsibilities. Okay. For example, A is a consumer, okay, who is using B company services, cloud computing services. Suppose B is a Azure, okay, Microsoft Azure. So A will be responsible for certain tasks, and B will be responsible for certain tasks. Correct. So this is a share responsibility model. Basically, just remember that there is one data center, and in order to maintain that, there are certain responsibilities. Okay, so these responsibilities are shared among service provider and the consumer or the consumer organization. Okay, so yeah, this is called as a service shared responsibility model, and these responsibilities are different in software as a service, platform as a service, and infrastructure as a service. So here you will be able to understand from this picture, right? If organization, suppose A is using its on-premises data center, okay, means it is not using the services provided by B. Then A is responsible for whole these tasks or whole these responsibilities which are required to maintain the data center. Okay, but if they are using infrastructure as a service from provider B, then they are responsible for all these responsibilities, right? Because B will only provide the infrastructure. Infrastructure. What is infrastructure? Then they will provide physical data center. Data center. They will provide physical network. They will provide physical hosts. Okay, but all other responsibilities are to be taken care of by a consumer. Okay, in likewise in platform as a service, these three are shared among A and B. All these responsibilities should be taken care of by A, which is customer, and these three are always going to be taken care by B, which is a service provider. These things you need to remember, okay? And in a software as a service, B, that is service provider will be responsible for all these things till here, okay? Software as a service is basically they will provide everything. You just need to install your software, whatever software you want to use, and you will start using that software. Okay, so that is the thing over here in the share responsibility model. I hope everyone is able to understand now. So let us move to the Let us try to dig deeper into it. Okay, I have mentioned over here like what are uh, these are three models. I have prepared three slides for that different models. Okay, IAS. So check here. You can see like in infrastructure, only basics of physical security, power, and connectivity. For these things, service provider, that is in our case Azure, will be responsible. Okay, all other things should be taken care of customer company, which are implement using that services provided by Microsoft. In SaaS as a service, the most of the responsibilities will be provided by a cloud provider. As I said, this is the in this case least responsibilities will be on customer, and most responsibilities will be on a service provider, whichever it may be, like Microsoft Azure or Google Cloud or AWS, whichever it may be. So, and in platform as a service, if you see, it is middle ground, like we discussed in our diagram, right? It's middle, so it distributes responsibilities among provider and the consumer. Okay, don't worry, I'll provide these slides PPT under our in our comment section or in our description. You can able to download it from there. Okay, so here what I have done is like when cloud provider is using like what are the responsibilities for them, then again what are the responsibilities for which provider is always responsible. Okay, and what are the service models will determine responsibilities, things like that. So I have mentioned all these things here. You can easily able to digest these things. No need to explain, I would say. So yeah, here we end our share responsibility model topic. It's pretty easy. Just try to read these slides again. I'll attach these slides in a description, so you will be able to download it from there. Okay. So yeah, if you do not get this topic, you can let me know. I'll again try to explain it in next video. Okay. Yeah. Our next topic is define cloud models. Here we'll see what are the different types, deployment types of the models, like private cloud, then what is public cloud, then what is a hybrid cloud, what is community cloud, what is multi-cloud. There are different models. Okay. So yeah, we'll see some basic or very important models. Let us see our first model, that is private cloud. Okay, so as name suggests, it will be the private or dedicated to a particular company. For example, if XYZ company is asking Azure to develop on private cloud for them, so it will be dedicated for that particular XYZ company only. Okay, as mentioned over here, like it's a natural evolution from corporate data center, you would say. As I discussed, in corporate data center, what will happen is they will have their own data center maintained, correct? So they will maintain their own data structure. Okay, so it will be dedicated for only for them. So it won't be accessible for other companies. That's how we would say like it is just evaluation. In this case, particular company is not maintaining that center. Instead, they are asking service providers, cloud service provider, to maintain one data center dedicated for them. So you would say like, what is the advantage then? Yeah, they will get a plethora of advantage, right? So they do not need to think about maintaining the data center, its security, its again its reliability, all other things they do not need to maintain, right? They do not need to think about it. So it will be maintained by data service providers like Azure, GCP, AWS. Okay, yeah. Just like here mentioned, it will be used by a single entity. Okay, other companies will not use that. Okay, it will be dedicated for company A if company A has requested to develop it. Okay, so what it will do is, if as it is used by only one company, so they will have all of the controls, like they will be able to configure the settings, configure the security, whatever way they want, right? So as they not do not need to discuss with other companies or other customers, because here only single entity is using the data center. Okay, so this is great advantage. Then you will say like it will be hosted in premises or any other offsite. So as per the company's requirement, the service provider will ask all the requirements from the company which is owning the data, which is owning that data center, and service provider will just set up that data center and hand over to the company. Okay, so this is a private cloud. I hope everyone is understood about it. Now we'll see the second type, which is a public cloud. But before that, let us first check the what is the difference between private cloud and public cloud, as these are two main important models. Okay, so as we see, check like privacy is privately shared to the particular companies. So privacy is higher in private cloud, and it is not that higher in public cloud, as it supports multiple customer. And you can say, as I mentioned, there is a one dedicated company which is using that private cloud. So the multiple customers will not be able to use that. Okay, so connectivity will be like, you can, yes, only one customer is using, then you'll be able to provide it through fiber optic, private network, or internet. Okay, so these are the things. Okay, as I said, in public cloud, it is built and maintained and controlled by the third party provider, which is in this case Azure, right? Azure will maintain, control, and build it for the general purpose public, so it will be available for everyone. Okay, so anyone can take the public cloud. Want to purchase cloud services can access the resources. Anyone who is willing to purchase these services, they will be able to access resources. So you would say, who will use these things? Okay, so some small scale enterprises which are not that much privacy dependent, or they do not need that much security, they can easily use these things. Uh, yeah, of course, this public cloud will be way cheaper than the private cloud, because the resources, the responsibilities, the cost will be shared among multiple users. In private cloud thing, only one customer will have to bear this all the cost. Okay, so yeah, these things are very cheaper than the private cloud. That's why multiple small scale enterprises, small scale users, individual users will use this public cloud to host their websites, their web applications, and the other things. Okay, yeah, you can see, as I mentioned, the general public availability is key difference in private cloud and public cloud. In private cloud, only dedicated customer will be using that cloud. Dedicated company will be using that cloud. But in public cloud thing, any company, any individual, anyone, basically anyone can use the cloud. Okay, so that's it for the public cloud. It's a very easy topic. So yeah. So another cloud model comes is a hybrid cloud. In hybrid cloud, as name suggests, we all know it is a combination of private cloud and it is a combination of private cloud and public cloud, right? It is combination of private cloud and public cloud. Okay, so yeah, what will happen there is, if the private cloud, so another cloud model comes is a hybrid cloud. In hybrid cloud, as name suggests, if the company is using private cloud and there is certain surge in their traffic, or the if load comes on their resources, then what will they do is they will basically scale up by using public cloud. Instantly, they will use deploy some applications, some services over public cloud, and they can able to maintain their services up and running. Okay, so basically these are temporary things. They will temporarily use that public cloud to meet the requirements of the customers, or meet the requirement of scaling up the application. Okay, but in public cloud, as you know, they will use this cloud as per their requirements. And also, one more thing is, you will say about the security. As a private cloud, you will say, as you said, like private cloud is used by the companies which are strongly dependent on this security and needs more security, like for example government entities. Okay, so what they will do is they will deploy less security driven applications on the public cloud. Okay, okay, if they need, for example, XYZ application is there and which needs less security, then they will deploy that on public cloud, and they will deploy more security driven applications on the private cloud. Okay, so they will keep both clouds with them, and they will use them accordingly, so which will reduce their cost, right? Reduce their cost. For example, if they are maintaining only private cloud for all those applications which are not requiring the greater security and greater high availability, then what will happen? Their cost is going to be increased, right? But in order to reduce their cost, they will deploy all the less security driven applications on the public cloud. Okay, that's it for the hybrid cloud. Let us say another model, that is a multi cloud model. In this scenario, as the name suggests, if the company XYZ do not want to rely on a particular cloud provider, then what they will do is they will use multiple clouds. For example, for application A, they will use AWS. For application B, they will use Alibaba Cloud. For application C, they will use Azure. For application D, they are using Google Cloud Platform. Okay, so in order to share their dependency, they will use different cloud providers. So this is nothing but the multi-cloud environment. Okay, or if they want to migrate from AWS to Alibaba, Alibaba to AWS or Azure. So yeah, in this case, they will use multi-cloud platform. Okay, so which will be connected to one cloud hub. So Azure provides one cloud hub, like Azure Arc for that. So let's discuss that. So let us discuss what is Azure Arc provided by the Azure. So as we discuss all different models like multi-cloud environment where all the different cloud providers will be used by one user, then on-premises and then edge. If all these things are used by company A only, which is big company like for example government, any government entity or any big company like Microsoft, Google, and on all other companies. Okay, so they need to maintain all these things from single environment, right? They need to aggregate these environments. Okay, so for that Azure Arc will be used for that. Okay, so they will be able to configure all these things and they will be able to manage all the cloud environments from single point, which is Azure Cloud. Okay, so for that Azure Cloud is used. We'll see if it comes in our in our upcoming videos. We'll see that what is Azure Arc and all the other services provided by the Azure. And users keep in mind that we are also seeing will be also seeing the practical how to use Microsoft Azure platform. Okay, practically we'll be doing these things building virtual machine, building data storage, migrating days. Okay, let us see our last topic from this model, which is a consumption-based model. I hope everyone is aware about what is capex and opex. If not, let us discuss. Like capex is nothing but the capital expenditure. Capital expenditure means while setting up a certain business. For example, you are doing a business of a suppose a automobile. Okay, then you will need some certain type of machineries to operate that business. Again, then you will need staff, then again you will need office and all other things. Okay, so the physical needs and physical data, setting up physical data center, building it, again setting up networking, wires, fiber optics, these are all capital expenditures, correct? Okay, so these are all capital expenditures which will need to run the business, which will need to start the business. Okay, the expenditure which we need to start the business. Okay, opposite to that is opex, operational expenditure. Operational expenditures are like, for example, you have taken the office on rent, so the monthly rents, then monthly EMIs, then monthly salaries of the employees, then raw material cost. Okay, so basically what are all the things which are needed to run the business are comes under opex. Okay, all the things which will need to run the business will come under the operational expenditures. Okay, so you can read the slides. I'll provide the slides in descriptions. You can check it that from there. So let us see the what are all benefits of this. So benefits of the consumption models are no upfront cost. Okay, so so we are now seeing it in seeing it from the cloud lens. Okay, so Azure will bear all the cost for the capex, right? For the setting up the data center and for the setting up all the physical environment, right? So we do not need to worry about the upfront cost. Okay, so the best example about the consumption based model from the cloud perspective is like there is no upfront cost. Okay, no need to purchase or manage costly infrastructure as a cloud service provider will provide us an physical infrastructure, right? So we do not need to worry about it and do not need to maintain and manage all the infrastructure, which is very very costly actually. Okay, then ability to pay for more resources when needed. As I said, like if for example there is Amazon, Flipkart, and all the online shopping platform. Okay, so in the festive season they will need more resources as traffic will be more because they provide multiple discounts and all, right. So the on the weekends there is rush on their website. So on that time they will need more resources, right? They will need more servers to maintain that traffic, correct? So this site should not crack. So for this things, they will just pay a little bit more amount, and maintaining these resources and scaling up is headache of the cloud service provider. So they do not need to scale up or at the runtime, right? So do not need to bear the that cost. Okay, this is also one very very important benefit of consumption based model in the cloud perspective. Okay, then the ability to stop paying resources which are not no longer needed. Again, these things like on the weekends if they are needed, these things, so then they will add it again after the weekend completed or after the festive season is completed. What they will do is they just scale down or they will just remove these additional resources which are they needed. So it is very very convenient, very very flexible for them to maintain the cost lower, which are okay. So this is the headache of the cloud provider again. So yeah, all these things, and now we have completed our with this we have completed our first module successfully. I have covered everything which will be asked in the exam, so you'll not see any outside questions other than our video. So please try to follow our series carefully. Try to take notes try to learn from it. I'll also attach this PPT under the description, and we'll keep in mind that we'll cover whole syllabus which is provided by the Microsoft. You can also